Two, one. It's episode 28 of Joe Central. What's up,
How
y'all?
y'all doing, man? We back at it again with the Joe Central. We got my boy MJ Malcolm in a bit. We got his brother Cordy, Vice President. Malcolm, the President. Let's do it, man. Let's get it. Let's get to it.
Welcome to the podcast, Malcolm.
Peace, love to everybody, man.
Facts.
Peace and love to everybody.
Facts. If facts on nothing else, facts on that.
It's amazing to have you here, bro, in the flesh. Well, not in the flesh, but you feel
Right,
me? In
we
the
can't
flesh,
really
I can
say
see you. I
Hey,
see that
we
smile,
close
bro.
enough. We close
you
enough.
feel me? We right here. But yeah, bro, tell me about what you got going on. I know you got the Originally Golden, so pretty much give me like an overview of the company, like how y'all handle business. You feel me?
All right. So first, basically, let me take you to like the meaning, what originally golden means. So originally golden means that you have everything you need inside of you for your purpose of life, or for what God has for you. You know, you have everything you need inside of you. You know, originally golden. At your origin, you've been what you're looking for. So
Exactly.
that's a little bit about the understanding. It could go way deeper, but basically want to express that spirit of self-love through different mediums. So like fashion, lifestyle, eating,
So many.
Hey, it's just we covering
Yeah.
a lot of ground with just expressing the spirit
I
of
got
just
you.
self-love.
Exactly.
You know, we believe
All right.
that
You
if
just put
everybody
love in
embodies,
everything that you do. Yep. Put
Right.
love
If
in all aspects of your life.
yeah, we
All right,
believe
so-
this. If everybody embodies this understanding, then heaven will be reality. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we believe in, and we bridging that gap between heaven and reality.
Love it.
So,
yeah.
I have a question. Do you believe in the kingdom of heaven and God? Do you believe in God, like a Christian God?
I definitely say I believe in God. I definitely believe in God. As much as religion, I feel like it's a lot of truth in religion. I won't say that I just register with any one religion. I could find
Yeah,
truth in.
non-denomination Christian is a thing. I don't know if I would consider that like a religion, but I think it's more so like, you know, like a belief system, like a set of values. And
Right.
a lot of what you're saying right now goes perfectly in line with what I believe Christianity is. So it makes a lot of sense to me. And so my question to you is that it's something I've been pondering on a lot. You actually brought up something I've been thinking about like recently. And do you believe that the kingdom of heaven can, and it sounds like you do you believe that the kingdom of heaven can exist here on earth, or do you have to die to get there?
Yeah, see, I believe, first of all, heaven is a consciousness that you could tap into, you know,
Yep.
when you're at peace with yourself, first and foremost. But I also believe that heaven can and will be restored here on earth, you know. I don't believe you have to die to get to heaven. So, you know, I feel like I'm doing God's work in the humblest way possible, just to restore the kingdom of heaven on earth. You know.
I can say something.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't believe.
Can we get you a little closer to the microphone, my man?
Your mic is in your ear. Yeah.
So, I believe heaven is more associated with life than it is death. So, I really don't believe that you have to die to go to heaven. I believe that heaven is meant to be, like you said,
Experience, kind of like, yeah. Like
It's
heaven is
supposed to
more of an
make the most
experience
of
than it is like a life or death type of thing. You feel me? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the kingdom of heaven does live within people.
Yeah.
It does live within you. And, you know, I think, you know, your message, honestly, I haven't heard anything like we kind of left it up to you to let us know like what you're all about on this, because I haven't spoken to you. He didn't tell me much about you. And it's really insane that you say that that your whole brand is based off of something that I've been thinking about for a while now, about how the kingdom of heaven lives inside of you, because a lot of us go into life and we believe things from the outside world, that all the lies that we're told all the time, and it takes us away from who we originally are. And I'm not saying this to just dick ride your brand. I'm really saying this because this is so true, and it's something I've come to realize in the past maybe 2 years of my life. Let's fix that real quick. In the past maybe 2 years of my life, thinking about like going back over everything that I've believed in over years, and trying to find my way back to who I originally was before I started to go down a certain path in life. And I think it's the funniest thing that when people feel like they don't know enough, or they're not like all the way mentally there, they continue to look outward. They continue to study things. They continue to look for answers in other people, asking for advice, asking for like looking up like research, looking for data to back up a certain thought, without realizing that almost every thought you come across is not yours. First off, you hear it from somewhere else, and it becomes ingrained in you. And most thoughts that you have don't come from you, and they're mostly lies. And I think
bro, because most of your thoughts are gonna stem from either fear or some other person's motivations to make you think some certain way. Like, that's why these people who advertise make so much money, to get into your psychology and make you think certain ways and make you purchase things certain ways and act the way that they want you to. They literally study people's brains to take advantage of them. So for us to believe any one person and what they say as far as how this life works, or how death works, or even if death is even real, death is really a man-made concept. Because at the end of the day, even when we pass on, we are going, our energy is just transferring. We're not like just completely going. Like, energy cannot leave. Therefore, we're always living. So I feel like heaven is really up to you to experience that every day of your own life. It's your heaven. It's totally up to you.
Yeah. And it might sound crazy to a person that has never thought about it like that before. And I didn't really think it sounded crazy when I first heard it, because honestly it reminded me a lot of what I learned back whenever I was being raised as a Catholic. I don't consider myself Catholic today. I would consider myself a Christian today, and I frequent the Bible, but I don't study it word for word, because I know that things can be translated differently and whatnot. I think more so the Bible is an accessory to, you listen to yourself first off when you learn how to listen to yourself, because it is a practice. And then you refer to the Bible to see what those guys were saying about kind of the same stuff, and almost like comparing notes. It's sort of like like that's kind of how I look at the Bible nowadays.
I would say like also like with the Bible, like I said earlier, it's like I definitely find a lot of truth in the Bible. But I feel like it's just space to get lost in. You can get lost in. I also believe that, well, not much so believe, but just knowing that for me and myself, I don't necessarily need a medium to exchange what God has for me to come to me. I can talk, I can, experience God.
Yeah, you could communicate God's message.
Yeah, I communicate.
But that came through practice and repetition, and building that relationship. Yeah. But I feel like as long as you get that formal relationship with God that you have on your own, that's the best type of stuff you can have, because you're not always gonna have a Bible or a book in front of you, but you always got your own consciousness and your own heart and your own soul. The people that wrote
the Bible didn't have a Bible. It's that simple. God existed before us and before the Bible and before everything. So I mean, to get to know Him is never going through scriptures and what's written, especially not what's translated.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but I still have revelation from the Bible. Like, I still could see something and read a scripture and be like, and that just touched me in a whole different way. So I definitely, definitely get knowledge from the Bible. Like, And I definitely like we both were just raised in a full gospel Baptist church, so we have a
Mm-hmm.
like a strong Christian background. So yeah, just wanted to just get some clarity on just the views and
Yeah.
just the background and everything as far as like religion.
Facts, bro. But yeah, that's good, bro. I'm glad we talked about that. Yeah, I didn't really tell Jacob that much. I kind of wanted him to figure it out on his own. I
And
wanted
that's
to kind of
another thing.
surprise him. You feel me? Yeah.
But he was saying as another like another concept like within originally golden, you said you just trying to get back to yourself, you know, and I
Mm-hmm.
believe that life, you know, we start off in our golden state when we born, you know, and then
Mm-hmm.
life puts its worldly influences on you, and then really your
It kind of
experience of life
suppresses
is
that.
getting back
Yeah.
to your golden state. That's like, you know,
Mm-hmm.
that's like your experience, that's your purpose is to reach your golden
Exactly.
state. So yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. It's like you're born and you don't know really what you I mean, honestly, I don't even want to say it like that you don't know who you are, cuz you know who you are better than you ever did.
Yep.
Um
Yep.
so I don't want to say that, but you're young and naive at that age. You are, and you're very susceptible to being manipulated by people and things and whatever is going on in the world.
The whole world.
Yeah, and because of that, because you have good intentions, and all you're adventurous and you're young and you just want to, you want to learn more about the world. um you go do things, and this is how I feel about everybody. That's why I say you. I don't just say me or you. I'm saying this is literally everyone. You could apply the same logic to freaking Bill Cosby, Muhammad Ali, any human being that has ever existed ever has done the same thing. As evil as you want to call them, or as good as you think they are, they've all done the same thing. They were born as a perfect human. And they were born, and the Bible says you're born into sin. How I interpret that is you're born into a world full of sin, and it deters you, and you basically are cursed with the same curse that Adam was cursed with. Adam bit the apple, and then right after that, he lived in a world full of hate and shame, and he embodied all of the things that make people lost, that make people fall. I don't want to say make people evil, because I don't think people are evil. I think people embody evil. I think evil possesses people. And you fall away from God, and the further you fall from God, the more you give into those sort of temptations, and all of those temptations are what we were just talking about: fear, sex, lust, greed, all that stuff. You run into that whenever you fall from God, because you forget that, just like the Garden of Eden, everything that you needed was already there. So you fall from God, and then you're always looking for something to fill that void, but it was never, like, once you realize what you really need to realize, you realize that you never lost it in the first place.
Yep.
You fell from it, but you didn't. It never went away. And that actually goes into a couple topics that we might, get into today, because I do want to stress.
But yeah, but before we get
go
to the
ahead, go ahead.
topics, I want to make sure that the audience and everybody knows exactly what you do, what's next, what stage are you in the brand, and just let everybody know, I guess, what's coming up and what you're doing right
Okay.
now.
Plug it.
Okay, so currently right now I'm in a design school. It's called the Material Institute in New Orleans. So fashion is like a big medium that I'm using to express the spirit of originally golden, self-love. It's a big industry. It can touch a lot of people that way. So I'm diving into the fashion industry. Actually today I had class and I learned a technique, a beading technique, but I learned a lot of different techniques from sewing to dyeing clothes, all with a natural method. Material Institute, they aim to um, use sustainable sources,
Mm-hmm.
recycle sources. Um, Fashion could be a very harmful to the environment, so the Material Institute chooses a more eco-friendly approach. So I've been learning a lot of techniques and a lot of ways to just, uh, while fashion won't hurt the environment, it'll be just, being
You know,
productive. And that's aligned with
yeah,
everything, my
yeah,
brand
be
and
more
everything.
more proactive as far as being conscious of what you're doing as far as worldly and stuff like that. You don't want to harm the world in the process of your way to try to heal the world, you know. So yeah.
Exactly. It's like,
So
so that's a blessing. So I'm doing
so if
that
my
right now.
audience if our audience wanted to, I guess, follow you, what's your tags and all that, and what type of services do you provide as far as that, or is it more in-house things, or
Um,
is there a way for them to reach out to you and get some of your help with like material wise and fashion and all that?
as as far as fashion, I'm learning the processes. I made a dress, I made a corset, so I'm not really into doing custom pieces as of now. As for the
Okay.
brand, you can follow me at Originally Golden Angels
Mm-hmm.
and Originally Golden Angels on Instagram. And my personal
Okay.
Instagram is Malcolm Malcolm
Okay.
Karenga Karinga, Malcolm Karinga. That's my personal Instagram. So you can follow
Okay.
me on there. And then originallygolden.com
Mm-hmm.
um is also a place where you can understand the vision of where we're coming from. It will be released tonight at 12 p.m. So
Mm-hmm.
I see Jacob.
Yep.
But so it will be released tonight at 12 p.m. and we'll have a lot of pages ranging from Progress, which is like a brand within the company, well, corporation Originally Golden, and that's basically the lifestyle. We have cosmology, which is basically like physics and astronomy. We're gonna be
Mm-hmm.
talking about like just different things on there. It's gonna be a blog we could talk about. We have organic, which is basically like alkaline. So it's like I'm going on this process of with fashion to express the spirit. I'm also going through this process with gardening and farming. Well, not really
Right.
farming, but more so gardening to like, be
Producing your
able
own
to
food,
my own
more
food and
sustainable on your own. Yeah,
exactly.
cause
So
it's a lot going on in the food industry, bro, and it's getting crazy. So growing your own food is going to be crucial, and having land is going to be crucial.
right.
So,
So we're going
but
through
yeah,
that.
that's good. Send me all that after we done, and I'm gonna put it in the description so that everybody can have
Oh,
that as
you're
well.
gonna be able to visit the website. On the website, all the
Hmm.
pages won't be open, but you'll be able to see every area that we are covering as far as just
Okay,
like
okay. So
behind the
it's on
brand.
the website.
So I'm just like
All right,
hitting
yeah,
on different things. What was just a few? Y'all can go out to the website, check out the rest of them. But
perfect,
at 12
perfect.
p.m. March 20th, we're releasing this to the world. But to support, we just gonna have some stickers on there. So we're gonna have some stickers that you guys could
Okay,
purchase. As far as clothing, we don't have any clothing
I
on
like
there
the one. I
yet.
like that face.
We building it up. But you, sir, you two guys
yep.
can
I'm already
definitely,
plugged in. You
you
feel me?
know, get some
Bro,
merch.
I,
Yeah.
I love that shirt that you sent me, bro. That shit's nice, bro. It's
Hey,
soft, bro. It's beautiful. I love it. I take
hey
care of that
man.
thing.
I need to see you in it, man. Throw me a picture.
Yeah, in fact, I got you, bro. I'm gonna send you one. I wore it the other day. I just didn't take a picture. I don't know why. But let's get into this, bro. So
For sure.
we all know you're from New Orleans. So
Right.
how you feel about Drew Brees retiring, bro? How you feel about that?
First and foremost, I have to see
Look at his face. You ain't know he retired.
you ain't know Drew
Oh,
Brees?
you said Drew retired. Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
So I had to say,
Yeah.
all hell, the GOAT, he really turned the city up. He did a lot for the city. I'm gonna say that. Now I'm gonna say this. Now I'm glad he went ahead and just
You
retired
feel me?
because it was time. It was time. I thought he was gonna try to stretch it for another year, you know, going
Should he have
back and
retired
forth with
last year?
Tom Brady, wanting to have that
Probably.
top spot.
Probably.
You know, I know he wanted to do that, but I'm glad he just went ahead and went out.
Bro, can you settle this for us? All right, so we doing the Twitter poll right,
right,
now.
yeah,
we
look,
got
we're
like
just gonna
600 votes on it.
Let's drag this on for the next year.
80%
Fuck
of
it.
the 80% of people are saying if Drew Brees were on the Patriots, he would not have won 6 rings. Do you agree with that?
Wait, we got 80% on the no.
Yes.
No way. It was
Yes.
like
Saying
it was
what?
predominant.
80% of people in this poll that we did, out of 600 people, they say that Drew Brees would not have 6 rings if he was on the Patriots.
Damn. Hey,
Look how big the
very
no bar
arguable.
is, bro.
That's arguable.
Uh,
You can argue that's
listen, Drew Brees is a gunslinger. Stop playing.
I mean, but is he a championship winner?
I don't know if he's
He's
clutch as
definitely
Tom
a
Brady though.
gunslinger.
Right, that's what I'm saying. He wouldn't have
Why
6.
do we get the
He
same
wouldn't have
answer
6.
from everyone?
Tom Brady
But
is
it's a
driving you
trend.
down the field and he's going to score.
And Tom
Period.
Brady's still playing, bro. So like, the GOAT argument is dead.
Yeah, I mean, come on, man. Like, that's a super soldier on the field, bro.
Yeah,
Tom
I can't
Brady
say that
is-
he will have
that's a
6
different
rings
animal.
though. I can't say that.
Right, that's tough, bro. You can't say that anybody will have 6 rings, bro.
I can't think of anybody that would have.
It's Drew Brees though.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
So what y'all think gonna happen this year as far as like the record and all?
It's definitely a building year, but I feel like I have faith in the coaching of Sean Payton and Drew Brees. Like what they did with Bridgewater, I have faith in their mentorship to do the same with Winston because he's very talented. You know, he's
Right.
talented. I have faith in their coaching, their mentoringship, you know, to cultivate a high level quarterback. So that's what I'm gonna see. So I have faith
Okay.
that
You got
they
faith.
gon-
I like it.
I got faith that
Yeah.
they're gonna be all right.
Okay. I was thinking more like 10-6 maybe.
I don't know if they're gonna
10-6.
get 10 wins. That would
You
be
don't
a
think
great
so?
year if they get. I don't doubt
Bro,
it.
if we somehow
don't
push
doubt it.
on
Wait, who's gonna play the Bucks in the Super Bowl next year?
oh, Pat Mahomes. Pat Mahomes or
I
Josh
don't know.
Allen.
The Bills. They
Yeah,
straight.
Josh Allen's fire, bro.
The Cardinals on outside, huh?
Yeah, NFC. Yep.
Yeah, but they just got
Bro, they
AJ
building,
Green.
bro.
They
They
got AJ
building over
Green.
there. And they got JJ Watt. Yeah, they
Come on.
going crazy over there. And they got D Hop. Kyler
That's
Murray.
what I'm saying.
Like,
AJ Green.
they
D-Hop.
solid.
That's crazy. What? And then Kyler,
Yeah.
probably.
He going stupid. Yeah.
What's up with Russell Wilson though? What you think? You think he's
Man.
staying over there at the Seahawks, or you think he gonna make a move, or he just like
I feel
He gonna
like,
be at the
bro,
Seahawks,
the Saints.
Did-
I don't know if we got anything to offer for Russell Wilson right now, bro. We done gave up a lot of our people. We ain't re-signed a lot of people, and if we give up anybody else, we'll be trash. We'll be.
I wonder
Pretty
did we
cool.
free up like all that 24 million of cap space from Drew Brees from retiring? Like, do we have that cap space open to pursue somebody,
Yep.
or like what? I
mean,
don't know how that works
making
yet.
sense.
Yeah, we do. I think as soon as he retired in the cap space, free up for how much money he didn't have guaranteed though. Cause I think he still got to get that guaranteed, whatever. But other than that, we should have some more money free, and we ain't signed a lot of people, so we done freed up a lot of cap space on that end too. I think that was to make room for Russell Wilson if he somehow came, but I don't know if they worked out a trade agreement or anything like that. But hopefully we
That'd
get
be
him or Deshaun Watson. But Deshaun Watson in some trouble right now. That boy, he caught up on 7 sexual assault cases from masseuses. Yeah.
Oh, we ain't got time for that, bro. We need
How
him
y'all
on the
feel about that
Saints.
though? How y'all feel about that?
It's,
I didn't even
it's,
know
it's
about
100% fake, bro. Cause how all of a sudden that happened the year that he want to leave? He said that he want to leave. Now all of a sudden one person come up, and then 2 more people came up. Then a week later, 4 people came up.
That's
How? What kind of sense that make?
I want to talk to
Hey,
Deshaun.
man.
Watson.
Talking about he displayed inappropriate behavior during the massage.
Dog, you know how much hate.
Come
you,
on, man.
You know how much
What that even mean? You getting a massage? Like what?
You giving him a
What does that even mean? How did he do anything inappropriate? You were the one giving the massage.
He inappropriate.
I don't know, man.
Received the
I just try not
massage.
to even feed into nonsense.
Right,
That
bro.
man
Yeah,
seemed
but
like,
it-
I don't know though. I don't know. He seemed like a stand-up guy to me.
Yeah,
Could
bro.
it be?
Everybody I heard say he's like one of the most humble, nicest people in the league. Like,
He
bruh,
carry
I don't
himself
know.
with a high,
Yeah,
like
you could
he
tell.
carry
Son.
himself
You could,
good. Yeah.
yeah, you could tell.
Yeah, bro. I mean, yeah, you could tell, and that's the thing is like, and when that's the thing when it comes to intangibles, bro. Like you can't, it's so hard to explain to people like whenever someone's coming under fire. Like last year, do y'all know who Chris D'Elia is?
Chris D'Elia.
Who?
I keep talking about Chris
I think
D'Elia,
you told me about him.
like the comedian.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Chris
you told me.
I
D'Elia,
ain't heard
white
about
guy.
him yet.
All right, so he's a comedian who came under fire, and I used to watch his podcast, and he just got his podcast back after like months. It was like some, not that he got it back, but he decided to return because he left the face of the internet after those same sort of allegations, which I told you on the podcast a while ago.
Yeah,
It was
I remember you
it
telling me.
started off with a girl who posted screenshots of like old messages that she had with him, where literally he said he was like oh I want to get to know you or something after the show or whatever, and she was like I'm 17, and he was like oh too young, and then he said you're too young, and then literally left the conversation, and then they continued with the allegations after that, and everybody just bombarded him, and like they were making assumptions about the guy. They, like other girls were saying oh me too, all of that stuff, and I don't even try to like you will get lost trying to look through every screenshot and listen to everyone's testimony and everything like that. All I know is I watch this guy every week on this podcast, and I can just tell, like real recognize real, bro. I could just tell he's a good stand-up guy. I've seen and heard a lot of things that he's done. I watched him, you could say that about a lot of people, and it's just hard to really explain to people that when someone is just clearly a good person and not phony. I don't know how to explain to people. I don't know how to explain to phony people how to
decipher if somebody's real or not. Yeah,
Yeah.
Because if you phony, you're gonna just assume everybody else is phony.
Exactly.
So
I don't think
it'll be hard
phony
for you to
ever
believe it.
recognizes real.
Yeah,
Phony never
It's
recognizes
touchy.
real.
That topic is always just like it's touchy just because
It's a tough one, bro.
so much energy and so much leeway has been gained with women rights and things like that. So it's like always a touchy topic because in the case that the woman is not lying, in some cases that's what it is, and women just want their opinion to be valued, but some
Right.
women just make it bad for all women.
exactly, bro.
Same thing with men. Some men make it bad for
Yeah.
all men. Like,
Yep.
so it's like, I hate that people have to even go through them type of situations. Like,
Yeah, I hate it too. I do believe that a lot of women feel the way that they feel about a certain situation, but feelings are not something to follow. Like,
Right.
and
Yeah.
like I know, and I say that because I tell this to myself all the time. Like, I have to tell myself, like, are you acting on a feeling or are you acting on truth? Are you acting on what's real and what's right?
Are you acting on values? Are you acting on
Because
morals?
I
Yeah.
realize that I'm a person, and I, just like we were just talking about, people are not perfect the way that they should be. And I know that, certain things that come my way could elicit like a bodily reaction, like something that literally that's why people say your blood boils and your heart races, and you start
Your
to
emotions are connected to your body.
yeah, you start to think on reaction. You start to react on your thoughts and your feelings, and I believe people when they say that they feel like something happened, but when it comes right down to it, we have to figure out whether this was a coordinated thing, like between the both of you, and then you were the only one that was upset about it after the fact, or whether this is some, this thing that like he probably did the best he could in that situation, and you probably did the best you could in that situation, and it was a weird thing for both of y'all.
But you gotta think about it. Which one is easier to get a like or a retweet on, or which one is the easier for people to back you up on? If you attack somebody, right, and draw a lot of attention to it.
Yeah, man.
So like the way that we. Yeah,
unfortunately,
bro. The way that we reward people for like stepping out and saying radical things like on Twitter and Instagram or just in public in general now, like we're rewarding that type of behavior. So like, of course they're gonna jump out and say whatever they need.
It's called bravery now.
Yeah, it's called being brave.
Why is it bravery now when it's the cool thing to do? That's not brave. It's not brave to do the thing that. Hey,
what's up?
Oh, it's my dad.
What's up, man?
Say what's up, Dad?
Y'all ain't have to get that serious, dude. Hey,
what's good? How you doing?
He got 2 plates for y'all. Eat up.
You going crazy? Y'all folks eat, man.
Yeah.
We don't give it. Oh, what a great. What the hell?
That's a real chef. That's a real chef plate.
You heard me a little rice plate today.
Oh, y'all trying to tell him to get out of the room.
I ain't about to eat on the podcast, dude.
That's fine. We appreciate it.
We're gonna move into the next topic. So I think Jacob was telling me about something Elon Musk said about taking the moral high ground and stuff like that. As far as I'm gonna let Jacob explain. He knows
all right.
about it.
So basically, let me just pull up the article so I can get the headline perfect. All right. So the article reads: Elon Musk on March 13th. Elon Musk took a swipe at woke culture. He called it battle for the moral high ground. And one of his tweets that references it, he says, "Woketopia, battle for the moral high ground in this new game." So he's just kind of like playing around with the idea of like this is like a big video game that everybody's playing where everybody's trying to get their woke high score up. And I think it's funny how us, we all agree that being woke, well, I wouldn't say that just yet because I don't know what your ideas on the word woke is nowadays. I think it was kind of cool for a while, but it's turned into something that is very much in line with what Elon Musk is saying about people are looking for every single way to be the next wokest person, basically the smartest person, basically the most educated person, basically the most sensitive person, the person who is gonna save the world, the person who's got the best ideas. Everyone wants to be the next Martin Luther. Mm-hmm. So everyone wants to do their research and figure out why certain things need to be banned and why certain things need to go away, and why we're trying, people are redirecting towards other people saying you are perpetuating blah 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 because you are a insert identity politics here. So for example, a couple examples that come to mind when I say this is Mr. Potato Head. Did y'all hear about the Mr. Potato Head news?
I haven't heard about that.
They got rid of the Mr. on Mr. Potato Head. He's not a man anymore.
Facts, man.
He's not a man
they
anymore.
Going crazy.
He is just potato. Well, it's just Potato Head, and and they include the male and the woman parts all in a box together. So it's just one toy, and then you could go ahead.
Unisex potato. You feel me?
Yeah. It's a unisex potato. Have y'all been to the grocery store recently? Have y'all seen Aunt Jemima got ripped off of her syrup bottle?
Yeah, they no longer have Aunt Jemima syrup.
Y'all gotta pay attention. Y'all gotta pay attention. Land O'Lakes, no more Indian in the O. Okay, remember she used to be in the O on her knees with the little butter in her hand. Gone. She not there anymore. Go check your local store. She ain't there no more. It's just called Land O'Lakes, and you see a pretty grass in the background. Sooner or later, the grass is gonna be racist or something. and whatever's next. What else was there? Oh yeah, Uncle Ben.
Uncle Ben,
I think
yeah.
Uncle Ben got banned. And the list goes on and on. They're real companies are banning real products and getting rid of real words because people on the internet are complaining and trying to be very woke and trying to figure out what's the next thing we need to get rid of to wake up the world or whatever it may be. And I think it is very funny because they're sort of counterintuitive, right? If putting a black woman on the syrup bottle is like if that is like, first off, it's not racist. If anything, it's putting like it's being inclusive, in their terms, like being inclusive, like putting every culture.
I definitely see what you're saying, but I could see how someone else can see it as racist if they thought of it that way, because they could see it as, oh, you're just trying to market slavery at that point or something like that. You're trying to, make money off of the brand of having a black woman who's a servant or something like that in this slavery. But I mean, I don't think of it that way. I just see it as syrup. I don't think.
But was Aunt Jemima a slave?
I mean, but I'm saying just the way that she looked and the way that it was kind of projected, it kind of looked like just like a house slave or something like that. You feel me? And that's probably why people attacked it. But I don't know. I didn't see it that way.
All that could be taken perspective.
Yeah.
Perspective.
Yeah.
But as far as what like Elon Musk, what he said, like I feel like it's like I had two things to say about it. Like first way, like what he said could like be some type of, this is just me thinking, openly being transparent. This is my first time hearing about it. So like initially I'm thinking like, all right, is this some type of propaganda or he don't want people to think further? And then another part of me saying it's like, I do see what I can like identify what he's talking about with people just like missing the point of why why we want to get further just for the satisfaction of being first on something. Exactly. So I can see that. I can see that if that's what he's saying. I can see that. But in a result of saying that, I just don't want people to not look further because you know what I'm saying. I don't want that to do that.
I think that what he's trying to say is like he wants people to look further, but there's no reason to bash each other during the process or try to make someone look stupid in the process.
The battle part is the problem. Yeah. When we say battle for moral high ground, because people, the intention is lost when you do it like that. When you go about it the way that we've been going about it now, because in all seriousness, if you want to, if we find out that something is like, some company was founded by a KKK member, and it's like their slogan like kind of has like a subliminal meaning or something like that goes against like what's right and what's and it's really like an evil thing underlying, and we find that out and that's truth and it comes to light and we figure it out and we all decide as a culture together to not mess with that anymore and to move past that. That's all good. Because nobody's looking for recognition for being the person that came out with that figured that out, and the person that made it happen.
Because it's going to help everybody, so it really doesn't.
Yeah. So it's going to be something good for everyone, and that's why we do it. But we realize what's going on and how it's a battle and how people are going about it, because once you really look into what's going on, you realize that it's not the majority of the people saying this. You would think that a corporation would rip the face of their company off of their product. They would rip the face off of their product because that's what the masses want. But that's not what the masses want. That's not what's happening. I don't remember there being a time period where everybody was like, oh my God, that Aunt Jemima is racist. We need to get rid of that. And no, I don't like. You didn't even hear about it. We didn't even hear about the Land O'Lakes thing. We didn't hear about Uncle Ben. You barely heard about Mr. Potato Head. So, is this really what's going on, or do we have some sort of weird thing going on where like each company wants to be is in a race to be the most woke company because that's their new marketing strategy, and that's the new way to get people, the complainers, the whiners, the people on the internet who, you know, just spend all of their day complaining about things that nobody is even thinking about or worried about, to make them happy, because those are the people controlling the narrative.
I feel like that's not even woke at that point. Like that's
that's what I was about to say.
That's like a low frequency type of thinking.
Woke?
Yeah,
What is woke? But also,
it's the same thing as me saying that's not brave.
Too, like,
because it's
like
cool now.
I see like how you view like the different like the different products being taken down. You know, you don't really identify with that. But like, how do you feel about like the different slave monuments, like statues that are taken down? Like, do you feel like that? I mean, I wouldn't like really necessarily register that with being woke, but like personally, you know, woke is different to me. But let me get back, finish talking about that. So the statues and all that, I feel like that's like a whole different category as far as just like
when you say slave monuments, what does that mean?
Robert E. Lee.
Like
people,
Lee, or
like
people
the one that's
who
in
fought
Lee's circle.
for slavery in the war.
Nah, like people who wanted
represent
slavery in the war.
which is like
the Confederates, and they have statues and monuments like guys showing them honor. You know.
Okay. Yeah, because I mean, it depends on what that was built off of. If he was an advocate for slavery and the people who built it were on his side and like proud of him, then okay, take it
but
down.
like my thing is the statues that are up that represent these people who supported slavery, they're not up to say that he did a great job supporting slavery. Like that's not what they're for. They're talking about all the other things that he did. Like these are still people who were in powerful places who did good things for the country too, even though they were slave masters and stuff like that. I don't feel like we should take that down, because then that's going to remove the history that was there. You feel me? So like now when our kids are born and they don't see that, we probably don't even explain to them what's really going on here, like what that person, who that person is, what they meant, because it's not even existing no more. And that's how history can come back and repeat itself, because we have nothing to remember it by. Right. You feel me?
Because I'd ask you, like let's say that you have a son and you're raising him and you're teaching him like the right thing to do, and you're setting up his life and providing for him and paying his bills and setting his life up and everything, and you're not all the way where you want to be as a person. Like you haven't gotten rid of every demon that you've ever had to deal with, and during that time when you're raising your son from ages like 1 to 10, you're you on the side and you got like a drug problem or something like that, or maybe you're cheating on his mother or something like that. Does your son find that out 50 years later and then decide, I disown my dad because I found out that he was doing some dirty stuff on the side while he was teaching me the right thing? Do I throw away everything he ever taught me because I found out that at the same time he was teaching me that stuff, he had some dirt going on in his life? Now, like I said, slavery was wrong, and it was going on in America for a very long time, and it's gross that it was normal. But to like somebody, was George Washington a slave owner? I don't know for sure. Yeah. Okay, George Washington.
All of them, every president.
George Washington.
I don't fuck with none of them presidents.
I mean, I don't think you should fuck with them, because I think if we met them today, they wouldn't be like. Honestly, he would probably have a problem with what we're doing right now.
And I think that's what it is, though. But I think that's what it is. Like just the fact that if you met them today, their ideologies would not register with where we are now. They would. It
wouldn't make any sense to them.
That's why they want to take them down.
Do you hate your great?
But my thing, we need to remember that though. because
Yeah,
that's what the country is
I
built
feel
on.
you. Yeah, I feel you.
We can't ignore that past. You feel me?
we're a country, and it's part of our way of life. And yes, they did that right when they seceded from the tyrannical kingdom of Great Britain and decided, we're gonna start something made by the people for the people so that we can correct our own mistakes and we can figure out along the way ourselves, figure out how to go. Because if we have someone ruling over us, telling us what's right and what's wrong and making us do certain things, we won't be able to find it in ourselves to make these changes. And lo and behold, they had issues as well because they literally came from that place. They were born into that mindset. They were born into the things that made them who they are. And I'm pretty sure one day there's going to be some ideologies that even you and I hold that 200 years down the line, people are going to look at the way we think and be like, oh, those people are Neanderthals. Those people don't understand. Those people are barbaric. I cannot believe that they thought that way. I cannot believe that they held those opinions because we don't think like that anymore. And I would hope that 200 years down the line, they have progressed and not degressed and looking at us like we're wrong. You know what I mean? I hope they're better in the way that I think that we are better, in a lot of ways than those people who even founded our country. There are ideas that we hold as truth that they just didn't, and they hadn't made it there yet. And I think we should look to those older time periods and look at it just because we reference it and understand that it existed doesn't mean we support every aspect of it. Right. We could find the one thing out of it that was good and then understand, you see what it was like whenever people were, when it was messed up back then. We don't want to go back to that.
Yep.
I think that's a big part too, remembering our history, saying we don't want to go back to that.
You got any closing remarks?
I do. First, I want to say just on topic of what we talking about. As far as like the future, I feel like, the future just will be heaven, will just be more heavenly. I don't think we just going to be around here just trying to figure it out much longer. I feel like heaven is upon us, as far as reality. But I feel like these past people, their consciousness doesn't, I don't really like saying Christ, but like Jesus, Jesus, exactly who that is, and I don't feel like a lot of these people consciousness like align with Jesus consciousness. They might have worshipped him, but they weren't trying to be like him. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's what it comes down to. And if you are really like embodying the qualities of Jesus, like embodying how he loves, how he goes through life, then I feel like that's what it should be glorified. That's what should be glorified. People like that. And I feel like there are people like that haven't been glorified and have statues made of them. So, I'm not so big on like, let's tear down all the statues because it's more work that we could be doing, just,
Yeah, that's my thing too, bro. Like, it's not that I don't, it's not like I don't want the statues to be down, because I honestly can care less about them. Like, I could take a shit on them right now, piss on them. I don't give a fuck about them because they had slaves. Like, fuck them. But it's like there's bigger problems that we have that we can be conquering other than a fucking monument that everybody gonna tear down and then they gonna go back home and then get on fucking Twitter and just scroll and fucking be on bullshit. Yeah. Like, let's actually do something proactive. But yeah, we run out of time, so let's move on to the next thing. So this year so far, what is like the most, I guess, red pill moment? Jacob gave me this term. Red pill moment that you had this year.
All right, you gotta explain what red
exactly. I was like, bro, what the fuck is that?
Red pilling. All right. I thought a lot of people use this a little commonly, but anyway, it's not that crazy of a concept. In the Matrix, you got the blue pill, you got the blue pill that you take, and you live your life in your blissful ignorance. And the red pill is something that you take, and then you are forced to look at the hard truth that changes your perspective of everything. The hard truth that's tough to see, but it's true. And you look back at yourself like, oh, what have I been doing? I cannot believe I was thinking like that. Oh, that's the truth. I wasn't looking at it. I wasn't looking at it like that. And now I see, and now I know. And it's going to change the way that I, think
I got
through
you now.
things.
I got one for you.
All right.
So for me personally, my red pill moment, I would say from that description is really coming into the understanding. Just because I try to approach life from a balanced state. I want to like look at it from this side, and like this year I've been taking a more of approach of looking at life from the perspective of a woman and like how they go through life and how many uncomfortable situations they go through and just how it is just having to be around. I mean, in particular, like I've been like seeing like different like when I realized I made a woman uncomfortable in a situation, I'm like, damn, like I made her uncomfortable. Like thinking back, like damn, I made her. So I'm just like my red pill moment I always say is just like understanding and realizing like how I affect people or like my energy affects people. Like I've known that
Yep.
how it affects people, but like on a deeper perspective, like from a woman's perspective, I've been growing to understand how much they go through like recently. Like just really
That's beautiful, bro. That's
like
beautiful for real.
cause
I
they go
like
man,
that.
like man, men like bro, I know like y'all pretty cool. Just I know Jacob cool just based off the vibe and I know you cool. But they got a lot of weirdos out here, man, and make women very
Facts.
uncomfortable, bro. And they like like they do that on especially a pretty girl. Like she get a lot of eyes. They
Uh,
don't need like they just it's normal for men to do some weird shit. Like it's normal every day. A man gonna do some weird shit to make them uncomfortable. They gotta just find comfort in that uncomfort. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like
Yeah, and that's a hard way to live.
So let me
Yeah.
let me give you a little anecdote from none other than the man Dave Chappelle. He said something that stuck with me a while, like it sticks with me a lot, and it is like puts things into perspective. It's so funny. He said whenever he first got rich, he started doing comedy, got deals and shit. He didn't really trust banks, so he would walk around with a bunch of money in a suitcase, and he would be in the subway, he'd be on the bus, he'd be terrified. And he said, I was walking around and everywhere I was looking, I was trying to figure out if somebody was trying to rob me, somebody was trying to hurt me, blah blah blah. Because I had this valuable item on me, all this money. I had so much money just on my person. And then I thought about that for a second. This is still Dave Chappelle speaking. He said, I thought about that for a second, and he said, imagine if I had a pussy. And I thought about that, and I'm like, yo, you gotta understand, like women,
That's literally what they walk around with all day.
They bark and they act, nasty, and they do a lot of, shit that's just kind of like, damn, bitch, you gotta really be like that. Like, come on, relax. But you gotta understand, a lot of them are like, especially the ones that know that they fine, they like, nah, bro, you're gonna have to prove to me that you don't want what I got before
in front of me,
before
like,
I could trust anything that you say right now. A lot of guys just walk up like, hey, what's up, even with the best intentions, but they don't know that.
Right.
And so yeah, what you said just made me think of that right there.
That's a good one, bro. That's a real good one.
That's a good one.
Mine's pretty simple. I would say mine is just realizing that your self-perception of your value is what you're gonna present to the world, and that's what people are going to start expecting from you. As high as a standard as you hold yourself, that's how much you can get from the world. Your whole overall, you feel me? I guess greatness is determined on your mind personally. If I value myself, if I put out something and I value it at $20, like that's what I'm telling the world what I'm worth. You feel me? And they gonna just pay the amount that they think that you're worth. But if you show your worth, show your true value and what you think of yourself and the product that you have confidence in, then you can get as much as you want from it because it provides that much of a service to that person. You feel me?
Yeah.
But if you devalue it before you even give it to somebody,
It's not
you
even
feel
gonna
me?
be
It's
that
just-
argument.
Hey, that's,
Maybe
that,
somebody-
you said
realizing
something.
that, bro.
You said something. You said something with that. That
Maybe
take a lot
somebody
of
could try to
discipline
bargain
too, bro.
with you.
It do.
Yeah, maybe somebody try to bring that price from 1,000 down. But I mean, if you offer it for 25 in the first place, that's all you're
Right.
gonna get.
Exactly.
Maybe they'll bring the 1,000 down to 500, but they ain't gonna ask you to bring the 25 up to 500. They're not gonna
Right.
pay you more than you worth. I mean, more than you think you worth.
Exactly.
But for me, it would be one where okay, so, like I remember back when the coronavirus was first, starting to hit, and a lot of people were real scared and everything like that, and there was talks about having to shut the country down and put everybody in their houses and keep everybody away from each other, and everybody's gonna have to wear masks or something like that. And I thought that when it came time to do important things or to fight for certain things in both ways. So there is the people who refused in the very beginning, people who refused to comply just off of pure, just like, no, fuck this, I don't want to comply, I don't like the fact that this and that, and people were arguing with each other and going at each other in grocery stores, yelling at each other, you over here wearing a mask, and they over here saying you not wearing a mask, blah blah blah, that kind of stuff. And then 2020 goes even further, and when it comes time that we've pretty much gotten to the point where we could stop, people are still wearing the it's almost like the moral thing again, like what we're just talking about. I feel like there's a lot of people, especially the ones wearing 2 masks, running around trying to look better than the next person, and show the next person how safe they're being, and so that the other person can look like they don't care. Like me over here, wearing 1 mask with the nose out, and you over there wearing 2 masks and a face shield at the same time, and you looking at me like I'm killing people. So my red pill moment of 2020 was when I realized, because my mama was calling me and she was like, I don't know, what should we do about this? What should we think? Everybody's arguing. And I was like, look, Mom, it's gonna be real simple. Everybody's gonna do the right thing for the first month, and then we'll get it over with, and then everybody's gonna understand that they need their freedoms back, and that they can't sit here and do this for years and years and years. And I don't think they're gonna get away with telling us to do whatever they want to tell us to do. And I realized that the American people, I thought we had this thing in us that where we would band together for the right cause under any circumstance or most circumstances. And I realized that it's much harder than that to get people to band together. I realized my red pill moment was, oh, maybe we ain't all sitting on the same wavelength. Maybe we ain't all sitting around, with the, when it comes down to crunch time, we all gonna perform and do the right thing. And get along and understand each other and figure it out the right way. I thought that was the American way, was to band together as a country, and I thought we all had it in us. And I realized it's much harder than that with people. People, when it comes time to do something that's important.
I mean, that goes back into the scarcity mindset. The reason why you don't want to band up with anybody is because you don't think that there's enough to go around to distribute to everybody. That's why you rather just stay in your own circle, because you see the world as a scarce place. You don't see it as an abundant field of anything can happen and possibilities are endless. You feel me? So
even
I don't know. I kind of see I definitely know the I guess what's the word? I guess the perception of America is we just get through everything together and all that, but I feel like really the foundation of America is just built on finessing people to do what they want them to do. I think that's more like the American culture of just like finesse. How can I finesse these
How
people to
can I
build
get the
this.
upper hand? How
I'm
can I
gonna
get the
get
upper hand?
yeah, like, and no matter what though, no matter what,
Right.
there's no
Exactly.
like I'm gonna go to whatever extremes to make this happen how I want it to happen. And you could take it like different ways, like the American dream, but or like
Yeah.
how it
They
was
just they
built,
just put a
but it's just
brand on
like
it. They put a brand name on it. You feel me?
Yeah.
yeah,
And
The
and my
best the
yeah, like
best milk in the world. You feel me?
my
American
blue
dream.
pill was that
The
ends.
melting pot.
Yeah, my blue pill was
well,
that we would do this, as a culture. We would, try to, survival of the fittest. We try to one up each other. We try to do better. It's competition. But when it comes time to crunch time, we all get together and do the right thing for each other. But I just watched us spend a year arguing with each other and watching the government get along better than
Yep.
I've seen
They just passing
they
motherfucking shit
just
all day.
they
All
just
year they was passing shit.
government just doing what they want, and while we're over here, yelling at each other in supermarkets. So that was my red pill.
When I was referring to that scarcity and abundance mindset, I was mainly talking about these citizens because at the end of the day, the government is gonna be the government. They not gonna think like that. They gonna think how they
Toilet
can get
paper
the
went
upper
out of
hand,
stock
bro.
when the coronavirus
But
first.
at the end of the day, I'm thinking as long if the people, the citizens who are being oppressed, everybody's being oppressed, bro. Black, white, everybody's being oppressed by the same group right now, and that's the government. So if we could all get on one page, you feel me?
Yeah, I mean,
We can stop this
It
shit.
just needs to be checks and balances. We just need to hold them accountable. And
But
if we can't
that's
get together,
difficult to do.
it's a lot. Hey, and that's like that goes into like my brand called my brand progress, which was basically like the lifestyle brand, and it's just basically like how can we restore order, because it's a lot. It's deeper than just the government, government, police. There's a lot of different topics that's causing a lot of tension between races and just people, here in America.
yeah,
I
man.
don't want to say it's just the government. I mean, government is like a big thing, one of the main
Look,
Oh
problems.
no, it's not just the government,
But
but
it's a lot
government,
of
yeah, it's a
police,
lot of things playing into each other, like you
all these
said.
things,
yeah.
teachers, it's all institutions.
Yeah.
It's not about going like defining somebody based on what position they are or what type of person they are, because the thing is that whether you like it or not, I say us versus the government, but hey, guess what? We all are registered as American citizens, every single person, even up to the president. And the problem that we have in America, at the core of it, we can argue all day about who's right and who's wrong. At the core of it, people are lost. People are falling. People have, they don't, like they operate off of the wrong intentions in mind, and they don't know what they're doing. And the American value, the people are broken inside, and that's the issue. That's the real issue. Because if it wasn't like that, if people were not messed up inside, then we wouldn't allow people to do what they do, and the people wouldn't want to do what they do anyway. We wouldn't even have these issues. We wouldn't have any of the shit that we've been talking about. That's all I'm saying.
But yeah,
Is that-
that's all I got. You got anything you want to close out on that topic?
You got something. What was your red pill?
Uh, my red pill would probably be, I don't know, something like terraform Mars. I think that's something that's really gonna have to be done.
What does that mean?
So terraform, basically,
He said
they believe that
terraforming
Mars
Mars.
had, yeah, terraform Mars. So Mars basically was a place where water flew, but where did all the water go? So they believe that it's underground and it's frozen. So what we have to do is warm up Mars so the water could flow and more life would be able to grow on Mars. So I'm saying that because if heaven is going to be able to be established on Earth, another planet in another space for us to be, and if we become a two-planet species, that would be so much more conducive to heaven. Everything would be able to go much faster because people not trying to depopulate the population, and trying to,
There'll basically be more space for everybody.
there'll be more
There'll be more
space, and
space.
everybody be much more comfortable. And,
Do you think that it's possible to terraform Mars and have green life in abundance the way that Earth is set up so that humans could exist with the same quality of life, or would some people have to, would living on Mars be like a poor person thing because it's not as nice?
so what they're trying to do is basically they're trying to get the best people that they can from Mars on to go there because they don't want it to be corrupted. So uh, I do believe that uh, if water was there, I believe that life would be able to grow. That water is basically life. We are water. We like 70% water. So then, if need be, we can take things from Earth and bring them to Mars. So hopefully, I'm hoping, I'm wishing, and praying that it's possible. But I do believe it's possible.
It's probably my room, but yeah, I definitely agree with that. I think water. If you got water, you can pretty much create anything that you need because everything is water based in this world. As far as you need water to drink, you need water in your body. You feel me? You need water to grow plants, to grow food. So I feel like once you get that water piece, everything else kind of comes together. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like
I just
water
think
is the
about
glue.
what it's like, what, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars. So it's a little further from the sun. That's the only thing that I think about because like Earth is just the ideal distance from the sun where we can just not get burned. And I just think about Mars like I don't know. That's just like the only concern I have. Other, just knowing that water will be there, life, yeah, life in form. But
Yep.
like, will it be cold? Is it gonna be? We gonna, I just think about different stuff. Are we gonna be in suits, or like I don't know. So
That's what I'm saying. It's a lot of logistics that's gonna go into that, but that's a good one. I like that. But let's lighten it up a little bit. We done talked about a lot of serious stuff. I ain't
yeah,
think we was
we
gonna
jumped
get that
around.
deep, but we talked about some good stuff though. So we're gonna play it. We're gonna play a game that we usually play on the podcast. It's called Overrated, Underrated. So I'm gonna name a topic. I'm gonna go around the room, and you're gonna tell me if it's overrated or underrated. So for example, if I'm like Zion Williamson, what would you say?
Under
Underrated?
underrated. I think, yeah, I think he still hasn't reached his full potential in the league yet. He's just getting into himself. He still got to work on his
Yeah.
jumper at three. I think he's underrated right now.
But you think he underrated? Okay.
I think he
Yeah.
like
So
LeBron level type. Well, I don't want to throw
damn.
that out like that, but like I think he like next level elite. He developed his jump shot.
Damn,
I
so we
think
have
he
put
like
him
next
on
level
that
athlete.
list.
Yeah. But yeah, that was an example. We had did that like a couple episodes ago. But that's good to know that you think he underrated because everybody said he was overrated. But
Hey, I always want somebody to succeed. So shit, if we need another LeBron soon, then shit, I hope Zion be that.
right.
But
Real.
But
Hey,
yeah,
on
I'm
a
gonna
side
go.
note though, I think New Orleans is currently developing like to be a I mean I know we already like a high tourist city, but
Yeah,
it's
we getting
something
there
that's
though.
separating us from LA and New York. And I think fashion is one big thing. And I think expansion teams actually winning is a big thing. And I feel like we're getting closer on the fashion scene as well as expansion teams getting better, like football team, basketball team. I just wanted to add that we on a come
I
up.
think that's a good
I
point, bro.
think the
We
future's
are
looking
going
bright for
up.
New Orleans as well.
Like recently, I've been looking at like the population growth, and it's been going up pretty steadily.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna start with Jacob. So today we got some new topics. First one I'm gonna go with is the moon.
All right. Let's start. Where are we gonna start with it?
you. We start with you.
So, all right, we're gonna start with me. I think the moon is incredibly overrated. Um, I think that we've try so hard to get to the moon. We try so hard to figure out what's on the other side of the moon. We try so hard to figure out what the moon, what it means, what it does, all of the shit that like we try to apply to the moon. And I really think the moon is just minding its business, just being a dead ass rock, just floating around out there, not doing a damn thing. I don't think they got no aliens on the back of it. I don't think they got nothing going on inside the moon. I think the
This man
moon
funny, bro.
is a
Oh,
rock,
God.
and sometimes it look pretty whenever all the sun's light shines on it, like at night when you got a full moon. I think sometimes it looks kind of cool like that, but that's about it, bro. As far as the moon goes, that shit overrated. Okay, we had a whole space race to get to the moon, and people don't even believe that we did it. I don't even know if we did it or not. I think, you know what I mean?
Everybody's saying it's fake now, so it's like,
Yeah, what the fuck was the point of all of that shit if it's just if everybody just think we ain't even do it anymore? So, whatever. I think the moon overrated. How about you?
For me, I think like you're talking to a physics major, so physics and astronomy go hand in hand. So I feel like if anything is underrated, I feel like the moon has um like effects on the earth. I mean, I know they say water is controlled by the moon. The gravitational pull
Is
from
that
the
a good
moon
thing?
has an effect on the water. But I mean, I just feel like a lot of people don't just see the moon as a moon, and I feel like it's not just a moon. I feel like it's deeper. Not coming from the standpoint of like, oh, it got stuff inside of it, or they got aliens on the back,
but
but
like
like
it's providing something that
it's
we,
it's is essential. Is
Right,
essential
it makes the
for
tides
our life.
rise and stuff, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
it might be providing like a special source of energy that we
yeah.
need to
What if it's a
survive or
bad
something.
source of energy though? How do you know? What is it
It's
a
been here
good
since the
thing?
beginning of time, so it's like shit. It can't be that bad.
Hey, it's doing
Been here,
something.
been
Do
here before us.
do y'all think that it's a part of the earth? Like, and whenever the earth was forming, it broke off of the earth and became, and it started, it was a piece of the earth that started orbiting around. Y'all think that that's true?
I don't know. I don't know about that one.
I'm not sure.
Okay. I've heard it's like in the scientific
He said, I
community,
don't know about that one.
they talk
I
about
don't
they
know.
theorize that a lot.
You
I'm
know, they
sorry for
have so
saying
many different type theories, like of how life began. So,
Right.
and I
But
think
yeah, let's
all
move
of
on
that.
to the next one.
Yeah.
The beach.
Under, I would say off rip. I would say the beach. It depends what beach though, because we got some
It do.
beaches
It
nah.
do slick.
that's
It be
like
slick
it
too,
ain't
son.
it. Like if some beaches are
Some beaches just
overrated.
trash.
Definitely.
Exactly.
Which
Now you
ones?
go to
Which
Waikiki
ones
and you
suck?
see that clear water, that's
Oh my
underrated.
god. Yeah, it's like, bro, that
That's
shit is
underrated.
paradise. Yes.
Now you could go to Biloxi in Mississippi and they got a beach over there, and the water murky, and the sand got buku. It ain't you stepping on stuff in the sand. You go out there without your shoes on and
Right.
barefoot.
See me. I don't
Overrated.
care. I think. All right. See me. I don't care.
Isn't that funny, bro?
First off, we wouldn't have no beaches if it wasn't for the moon. So I think I think your opinions need to line up. But either way, I think the beach is underrated because I don't think it's about. I don't think it's about what the water look like. I grew up going to Grand Isle every other weekend.
Oh, yeah, Grand Isle, that's
and that you can't even see an inch through that water. So I used to play in that. Sometimes a dead fish would come floating by me. Sometimes it would be a trash bag or something. And I would just get it out the way, and we would have a lot of fun. We like to pitch up the umbrella. We like to sit out under the sun. We like to play. We bring volleyball nets. We bring all kind of shit out there. Footballs. Go throw it out there. And I think it's more about the fun time that we have going out there, and not really about how it looks and all of that stuff.
Hey, he made me feel good about that. Hey, you right. Hey, I missed
I
that.
like going to the beach. I like doing it.
What you
But
think?
the
What you
beach
think?
different. Like I get that. I get that vibe from like we in Louisiana. Tubing. You go tubing and it's like
Oh, it's the
that.
best.
Is that like beach type?
You could do it on the beach, yeah.
They do got like a little beach area.
That's more like lake activity though.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
right.
but
You right.
if the drop off good enough, like if you go out, like if it's not too far out and you got a deep area, like
Yeah.
not too far out, you could get on. You could have a jet ski, tie the tube up to it, and ride a jet
Yeah.
ski around. But it's kind of scary by the beach because the beach has a lot of undertows. So if you fall in the water,
There's no
you could
telling.
probably get caught in an undertow, and that's a little scary. So I wouldn't recommend tubing on the beach, but shit, if you're
What do you say?
adventurous enough.
Underrated. Definitely underrated. Shoot,
What do you think?
I like to be on the beach right now.
Come on.
Definitely underrated. But yeah, in my opinion, bro, yeah, the beach underrated, bro.
Yeah.
The beach underrated.
I love the
I love the
beach.
beach, bro.
Yeah.
And I hate the cold, so I love a summer beach, bro.
You
That's the
right.
most
Yeah.
relaxing stuff ever. But
Valid points.
fireworks.
Fireworks for me, personally, overrated.
Yeah.
I don't need the fireworks like that. Like I
Exactly,
don't need
I
bro.
it.
like them,
That
but
don't
we
make
don't
me
need them,
feel
bro.
fire to pop it. I don't be like,
No.
ooh. But look, though, I feel like necessary for like I don't know of essential, but like growing up, like kids be like, oh look at that, that experience. That's cool. But for
Yeah,
me,
yeah.
I don't need to pop no fireworks, and I'm
I
not
don't
going
even
by
think we
none.
need it. No.
Nope. That's
And
not
one
gonna
one
happen.
thing we don't think about is probably I think every pet's worst nightmare is New Year's and the 4th of July. Every pet in America, every dog, every
Yep.
cat, every hamster, I'm sure that they know exactly when July 4th is and when New Year's Eve is because they be scared out they fucking mind. We don't even think about that. All the pets in these neighborhoods, we just blowing shit up all outside. And you could go look at your dog or your cat on the 4th of July.
They gonna
Go
think
look
the
at them.
world
They
is
gonna be
ending,
they
bro.
under the couch or something. Hey, bro, fireworks. Like we act like we have to have them every year. I don't think we have to have them.
Yeah,
I think we should.
nah.
We could probably
Overrated.
delegate them to like areas where like we like have like crazy fireworks like at stadiums and shit, and like one in every city maybe. And we just do that and then like record it and send like have everybody watch the live stream. That'd be cool to like have it, but we don't have to have fireworks in everybody's neighborhood blowing shit up all day. Well, you can't even drive through the neighborhoods because everybody, you can't even get nowhere you need to go on those days because everybody in the street. So
Uh,
we could get
I
rid of it. It's
mean,
overrated.
more than anything, son, I just like to bring people together. That's all. But I
Yeah,
don't need it. I mean, you know, s- people weird. Like I ain't gonna say weird. People are different. You know,
no, I believe that.
sometimes some people could just sit down and have dinner together. Some people need that meet. That it's like, all right, we popping fireworks. Everybody coming together now. I
Yeah,
can
yeah,
appreciate
yeah.
the fellowship.
All right, so I think the room is all overrated for everybody.
Yeah, overrated.
All
Over,
right,
over.
Kim, the Kardashian family rise.
overrated. That's literally how it became.
The legacy of the Kardashian family. How about
Overrating them was how they got to where they are.
Under.
that? Exactly.
That
He said under.
Go ahead.
I think it's
I've
underrated
seen where
because
you
it's
probably
like,
about to go with that.
yeah,
I think I
they
know where you about
came
to
to
go with that.
rise like from just being with influential black men. They came to rise. But bro,
That nigga
after
said.
that, it could have just been that though. But they learned how
Right.
to monetize that from business
Exactly.
standpoints. Like, bro,
Exactly,
They
like
bro.
smart.
They
Kanye,
branded that.
like they
They branded
branded that, and they like
Thotty.
TV shows and apparel, merch,
Smart.
uh
Clever.
Oh
like underwear
God.
line. Like Kanye just
Makeup.
invested in
Like
Kim Kardashian line or something. And he like that's the reason why he got 6.6 billion as his network because he got
because
investments
he
in
got
her company.
Yeezy, he got her company now.
Yeah,
So it's
so
like
like like it wasn't just fucking, you know what I'm saying? They did that,
right. They was on
but
business moves.
they definitely did some moves. And I don't feel like people see them for the move. They just be like, yeah, they just was doing that. But they was putting it
Everything is
together.
strategic. Everything was strategic.
Yeah, because they know that the like when people like like when people just prop them up for no reason, which is like kind of like what goes on, they know that other people don't like that, and then they argue and they make them relevant. The Kardashians become so relevant off of controversy, and the whole time they're capitalizing monetarily off of their controversial relevancy, and everybody participating in the argument is giving money to that, like pushing that shit up. So it's overrated because like the people that prop it up are overrating it, but in your sense it's underrated because that's the game that they playing, and they know that.
It's underrated because it was such a great plan, and it was just really based off word of mouth and branding yourself.
The
bro.
plan was underrated,
And it was so genius though. So you gotta underrate it.
Thanks.
Because it really took very little, effort on
Right.
their end to make that happen, bro.
And then it's not just like one of them; it's like the whole family. Like they
I can
good,
name the whole family, bro.
they
I can name the whole family,
good,
bro.
bro. Like they, I think it's underrated how influential. Well, I don't, maybe not underrated, but and I'm not saying it's positive influence, but they definitely got a lot of influence over the world.
Look, I
Oh
don't
my
think
God.
I don't think you'd have 6ix9ine today without them.
Yeah.
All the trolls that know that game now, all the people that know all they got to do is piss people off, and then also have like a fan base that argue and prop you up the whole time. Yo, it's smart. It's a genius strategy, and every time they do it, it's like people don't catch on. They don't even catch on. They see it for what it is, and they still play into it. They still do it.
And Kanye was the perfect person for it because he kind
does
of
it
does the
too.
same thing.
So many people do
But
it.
Kanye is actually talented, but he kind of does the same thing.
Yeah, Kanye's a genius too. That's why he does that,
Right.
because he's a smart man. That's
But
how you get there.
That's it. We had a few more, but we running out of time.
Did we say everything on the?
Nah, we only did 4 topics, bro. But we was going into them things though.
Oh shit.
We still got some good stuff though.
Do y'all know who Salt Bay is?
Yeah, the brother who be doing yeah.
All right. So would you go to his restaurant and have him drop put
this a
the
quick
knife and put it in your mouth like that? No.
I'm definitely taking it off the knife. You're not about to have me looking crazy. I'm taking it off the knife.
Don't you think that's toxic masculinity?
It's toxic masculinity. Remember?
What?
Remember? But we all came to this restaurant to have a good time.
So you telling
I
me
see
you
what
gonna ruin
you
everybody
saying.
else's experience
We all wanna-
because you don't want to take the meat in your throat,
Bro, we all...
nigga.
Boy, if you don't go get it to him, I'm not. Look. I'm gonna tell it. I'm gonna say it like this. I'm gonna say it like this.
I thought you understood.
So if you won't take the meat from somebody, if you want to take the meat from that man and eat it, you can take the meat and eat it.
Say it like that.
I'm not about to let that man feed no meat to me like that.
Oh, man.
That's what I'm gonna say.
That's what he do. That's part of the experience. You don't want.
I'm not even catching the egg in my mouth at hibachi, and when they try to throw me the egg, I'm not catching it.
Oh no, I'm straight. I might catch that bitch, but I ain't about to catch that bitch.
I'm not about to be trying to. No,
Like you trying to catch a pop up or something. Like
I'm not doing that, bro. At the table with everybody, no.
Man, you just be missing. That's the problem.
funny boy.
If you could catch it, you probably would.
But closing remarks, man. I just want to thank y'all for coming, bro. I want to tell the audience, just based off everything that was said in this episode, we covered a lot, but one of the main things we want to make sure that y'all take from this is to own your life, own your own experience in this world, and don't let this culture dictate how you feel about yourself and your self-value. If you look in the mirror and you don't like what you see, don't let somebody else say it's okay. Be complacent. It's all right. You don't have to worry about it. Just accept yourself for who you are. Nah, bro. If you don't fucking like what you see in the mirror, fucking change that shit, bro. You got all the control in the world of your life. Nobody should be able to tell you what you can't and can't do on a daily basis to improve your lifestyle and reach your dreams. Don't end your dreams because of somebody else. That's all I got to say.
First see that. You got something?
Peace. I appreciate that, man. Chase joy. That's what I would say. Just go and chase joy. Anything you do,
Wonderful
chase joy.
message. And the other thing, don't start doing something that you know damn well is wrong just because a bunch of people are trying to convince you that you need to start doing that. Like you don't need to give in to them. That's it. People want to control you. They want to see you
Uh,
lose.
I just say, love yourself. Love yourself, and even when it's hard to love yourself. Choose self. You hear me? That's what I would say.
Yeah,
Close it out.
how about this? You have no right. You were put on this earth. Your life is a blessing, whether you like it or not. You have no right to hate yourself. So even if you can't find it in you to be so overtly infatuated with the person you see in the mirror, you ain't got no right to hate yourself. You a person just like everybody else. You love everyone, including yourself. Okay, love your neighbor as yourself, and yourself as your neighbor. All right, y'all good?
I'm good.
All right,
Beautiful. Great
wonderful
episode,
podcast.
man. Send
Appreciate
me all
you
that.
so
Send me
much.
your Instagram your Twitter everything that you want me to put in the description. Just let me know what you want me to put. I'll put it in there. So
Hey, when the video gonna
text that
drop?
to me.
It got some time till it drop.
Probably like a week.